Have you noticed how often we use the word respect, but we may not always know what it actually means? We say things like, respect your elders. I respect your opinion. That was disrespectful. Please be respectful. With all due respect, which in English means I'm just about to disagree completely with what you said. Language can be very polite and very sneaky. But let's pause for a moment and look at this word a little more closely, because respect has a beautiful history. It comes from the Latin word re-spicere, and it literally means to look again, to look and then look once more. Not quickly, not dismissively, but look carefully, look closely, look again. So this is an interesting approach to the word respect. It changes everything, because respect is not only about politeness, saying please and thank you, or avoiding rude behavior. At its heart, respect means I'm willing to look again. I'm willing to look at you again. I'm willing to look at the situation again. It's seeing more than my first reaction. So you're making room for other possibilities. You're reconsidering, maybe to notice something you've missed. And that is very profound and very useful. Let's look at the different forms of the word respect. Let's start with the verb, to respect. When we look at respect as a verb, we often mean to recognize value. I respect her honesty. I respect the way he handled that situation. So it doesn't always mean agreement. You can disagree and still respect somebody. And that's a very important distinction, especially these days. Now let's look at it as a noun, respect. As a noun, respect can be something we give or something we earn. Mutual respect matters. Now let's look at the adjective, respectful. This is one of my favorite words. Being respectful does not mean you become invisible or submissive or passive, nor does it mean, okay, whatever you say is fine, giving up, not being firm about your point of view. You can be respectful and at the same time firm and clear. For example, you can say something like, I see your point. I do have another point of view, or I would have to disagree on this, or I'm not sure if I agree, but I see your point of view. So you're being respectful and careful and polite, but you are giving your opinion. And that's much better than saying something like, no, you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. Even if sometimes we want to do that. And then we have the adverb, respectfully, a very useful word, and at times a very strategic one. We often use it when we want to soften disagreement. For example, respectfully, I see things differently, or respectfully, I don't agree. Or you can say, I must respectfully decline. It sounds polite, and ideally it is, but sometimes respectfully can become a type of linguistic warning sign, as in respectfully, that doesn't make any sense. English can be wonderfully polite and surprisingly sharp. True respect is not just using the word respectfully. It's not just adding a polite adverb before you're going to disagree. Being respectful and saying something truly respectfully is watching your tone, your intention, and your words so that they allow dignity for the other person and of course for yourself. So yes, speak honestly, disagree when you have to disagree, set boundaries, do it respectfully. That small adverb can make a big difference. Then of course we have the word disrespect, and an often understood word. It's not every inconvenience is disrespect. Maybe someone forgot to answer your email. They're very busy or they're forgetful, but it wasn't disrespect. Maybe someone just interrupted you. Maybe they're just distracted. And if someone does disagree with you, they're not necessarily being disrespectful. Sometimes I think today we mistaken I feel uncomfortable with they're disrespecting me. Those are not always the same thing. And being able to distinguish between the two can save a lot of relationships. And let's not forget one very important form of the word respect, and that is self-respect. This is sometimes, for a lot of people, the most difficult one. If we look at the initial meaning of respect, re-spicere, looking again and look at ourselves again, learning to look at ourselves again, not only our mistakes, not only our failures, not only our to-do list, not everything only the things we perceive that we're doing wrong, but refocus and look again at our dignity, at our efforts every day to do good, to do better, to learn a language. If we look again at our own humanity, at who we truly are, at our strengths and our limitations, but looking at ourselves with as much compassion as we look at others, that is respect. That's self-respect. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at a very important word in our language. Perhaps respect really begins with something very special. Looking at another person or looking at a situation again, giving it a second chance, not reacting and going with that. When we take a second look at something, it can soften judgment. It can create more patience, and it can even help to foster kindness. And in language, as in life, that can change everything. So next time you hear the word respect, remember it's not just about manners, it's about attention, focus, recognition, and about seeing more than you saw the first time. And perhaps that's one of the most respectful things we can do. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to read and be kind. Bye for now.